Hey guys, welcome in this video. In this video, we are going to explore the new dev tools that Figma recently added to us, which help us to give a good collaboration with the dev and the design teams. So in this video, as you can see at the top right corner, we have a new feature, which is the dev mode, that you can just click on it and then go to the dev mode and then come back to the design. So you can also access it when you do the Shift D. You have it's just shortcut. Either you are in PC, if you are in on Mac, you can just do Shift D. So the first things I want to tell you guys, like when you finish your design, maybe you use frame or anything you use, try to use the new feature. If you want to get the most useful for these tools, you need to wrap your frame with a section, as you can see here. When you finish your design, you just select the section and then wrap it all across all your frame. Let's just say just wrap it here, and then that all. When you have it like this, I already wrap it to the section, so you will have the new feature, which, as you can see, near to the, let me just zoom it. As you can see, glass, and then I have a small button here which is marked as ready for dev, right? So we'll come back to it in a few moments. So let's go back to the mod, and then in the mod we have an inspect plugin. So for the plugin, we have you can link your GitHub, you can link linear, you can link some of the plugin. I will let you go to explore them, but for now let's focus on the inspect. On the inspect section, we have the code settings. If you come in the code settings, we have the language. Choose the language you want to receive the code, the snip code. As you can see, sometimes when you select an element, you can select the CSS, receive to UI, compose, and then the unit. The unit, you can the size of the element, right? So maybe let's say 12 pixel, or you want it on the RAM, 2 RAM, 1 RAM. So you can choose anything you want. We have dev resource. So for dev resource, the good things for that, let's say you use Google font or you use some other font or some images that you want the dev to go there and explore the links. You can just, here as you can see, I add the Roboto link. I just go to the Google font and then copy the link and paste it here. If you want to add more, you just press on the plus button and then paste the link. So this is the, if you didn't select any frame, any element, this is what we currently have. Let's just say, okay, we select the whole frame, right? When I select the section, it's grab all the colors that you use on the asset and all the assets that you have on the design, some images, and then as you can see, this is all the asset we have. So it really helps. For the asset also, you can also convert, okay, I want it to in PNG, as we already know in the previous. So then we have this new button, export, directly export it in your files. And then here also the previous file, this we already have this feature before. So the only new things is this asset section here. So let's just go back step by step with some element. Let me say I select this navigation. So as you notice, by the moment I select the nav, I don't need to press an option. Before, we need to select an option to see the margin between them, right? So this is really useful. Now you just need to hover between the element, and then you will have the value of the margin. It's really useful for as you can see, you just need to hover between the element and then you have it. So let's explore what is going on in this at this side. So here anything you select the first time, let's just say I select this image, it will tell you, okay, this is the name. The hero image, it's grab it from the element here, the name that the designer give it. Then automatically here you will see the sizes of the images automatic. So you don't need to go to the let's say width. The width is this value, this the height is this. You already have the value here. So, and then in the dev resource, we already explored it. So if you want to add some links, which is really useful to the specific, let's say this font, okay? And then where did I get this font? I can just add the link here to the dev, so they will have it. This image, I can also add the link for this image, so they will have it. This is really useful, so you don't need to explain yourself every time or send a separate link for the dev. And then here as let me just select this section, this feature one, and then it say okay, feature one, is it a frame, and then I can add the link. And then here in the code we have access to the padding. It tell you okay, this is the padding, and then you have the border. This is really good things for the border box to the developer know what I'm talking about. Is really useful for them. So the good things with all these things, the designer, as you are designer, you need really to focus on structure your files and the naming convention. And then we have the layout section. In the layout section, that is the where we are going to display the code. So for the code, let's say this currently is CSS. You can just copy it. Before we need to select all the element and then go to paste it. Now you just press on it and then it will tell you copy to clipboard. Now here I can just select the CSS and then go to shift the code, and then automatically, as you can see, I have the Swift UI. You can also receive the compose element, and then you have everything, like, you know. So we have the code, we have the layouts. You can just copy them and then just paste it there. Let's go back to the CSS. So as you can see also here, when you press here, as we discussed, you can change the value from pixel to rem. So automatically it changes it to you. You don't need to go to calculate. Let's say the designer use 25 pixel, you need to copy it, go to online, find some converter and then convert it, you know. And also, as we all know, for the rem, you need, by default, our main element will have 16 pixel. So let's say maybe your design require you to use 18, so you can customize it as 18 and then come back. When you change it, the value also here change as rem, right? Automatically it will do the conversion for you. You don't need to worry about it. So, and we come back to the color section. And the color section, you can have it in hexadecimal, as you all know. You can change them and then receive it as anything you want. And then here we have the asset. We already discussed about them. You can just fix and then say JPEG. And yeah, guys, as I mentioned, we will come back to it. So when you, the good things that when you wrap your frame or section, that you can just go here and find the section and then wrap all your design. So when you have the section, when you select it here, as you can see, we have mark as ready for them, right? You also have it here. So let's say you select it. When you select it and the developer just switch to the dev mode, when you come to the dev mode, automatically it mentioned for you here at the side in the layer section, it said okay, this is ready for development, so they can start working on it. Maybe you have 10 screen or 15 screen or 100 of screen, so you can select them and then just specify that this is ready for dev. Alright guys, this brings us to our last feature that we are going to see in this video. As you can see, the good things for the new dev tools now, well, let's just say I'm going to delete these hero images. Okay, I delete these hero images. Maybe I will come here, let me just change the content. So maybe you change the content and then let's come here and then I will just delete one of the cards. So after making these changes, we'll go back to the dev mode. Okay, and then you select your frame. You need to select the frame first, and then you can come back at the side, at this side here, because you make the changes on the frame. So it said compare changes. So it's going to check how many changes we made. As you can see here, it's saying we changed the content, right? Edited, right? The content we changed. It also shows you the before and the after. Like this is the before and then this is the after. It's saying okay, this is the changes. When you press on it, automatically it's showing, it highlights you, okay, this content was changed to this content. And then let's go back to the frame. It's saying we have this before, then here we delete it. In the hero section, before we have an image and then now we delete it. So this give us like a really quick access for the developer to know, okay, what is the changes they made. So I don't need to go, because if you are dealing with the 100 of a screen or 50 screen, you need to go specific Now when you come back to changes, then you will see everything that was made as changes. Yeah, and also it show you the time and when it was changing. This was before this was before design, and then this was the currently one. Yeah, so I think that's all that we have right now for the dev mode in the Figma file. So in the next video, we are going to explore the new plugin that Figma added to us in the VS Code itself. So that plugin will be, we are going to explore that plugin in the next video. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. If you really like the video, you can just give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time guys.